everyone, today I'll be reviewing Netflix new rom-com just dropped today. It's called Good on Paper, starring, I don't know how to say her name, I'll try, Iliza Shlesinger, Paul Barron, and this movie is directed by Kimmy Gatewood. So in this movie, Andrea, played by Iliza Shlesinger, she is a stand-up comedian where she has this, like, she get gigs here and there. She's not very successful, I would say. In this movie she was like medium successful, and when she meets this guy, like this perfect guy who went to Yale and he has a perfect job, he's rich, he has a house and everything on paper, as this movie said, good on paper, and his name is Dennis and is played by Paul Barron. So when she met him, at first she's like, oh, this guy, he seems really nice, but I'm not attracted to him, so I'm not gonna be dating him. I'll just be seeing him as a friend. After some time, this guy, of course, he start thinking her as a, like, are you gonna be my girlfriend, or like, are we be doing this forever? Because I do understand you, nobody understand you more than I do, so let's do this. And when she still thinks about it, eventually she said yes to him, because he's again so perfect and he's always listening to her, all her problem, and he's pretty much so perfect. The only thing, he's not good looking, I guess, for her. So this movie like brings this interesting idea here that because we are always wondering how to get that perfect guy, who's educated, has a house and nice job, and also very nice, which just looks good on paper. But is it real life when you meet this guy, how you react? So this movie brings this idea front of us. So what do I think about overall this movie? I must say, Andrea in this movie, although she's a stand-up comedian, I did not find her, like, I didn't found her to be funny first act for this movie. I was like, really? She's not funny at all. She's trying to be, but the way this movie was directed from Kimmy Gatewood, I think she didn't do good job, because although the second half was definitely very interesting, I found this movie to be, because like the way Dennis' character, he approaches to her, and the way she thinks about him, like, because once she started dating him, she was falling for him, obviously, because he's so nice. And then when she starts suspecting him, like, is he saying all the things, is it true or false? Those parts were really interesting. So where this movie fall apart for me is third act. The third act, this movie, some of the scenes were so dragged. I was like, really, when this scene gonna end? It was so dragged. This director, she does not know how to cut a scene. I was like, really? How long this scene going to be, especially when they were making the plan between these two friends, like how they gonna expose Dennis. And I must say, I was like waiting there, sitting there and waiting for this movie to be, like, this scene to be finished. It was so dragged out. Some of the scene in this movie, really, you were like, oh. So I will say overall, watching this movie was like, first act was like not funny, second act was a little bit interesting, last act was really, this movie like dragged so much that I was like, ooh. Although this movie brings such interesting concept to us from Netflix, but unfortunately this movie failed to execute all this idea, because the way it was directed. Also this, like, the comedian, she's not funny that much, like, she's not a good actress. Although she struggled in this movie to get a gig, because she's just not funny. So I'll say overall this movie was like interesting idea, but I did not like the way it was executed front of me. So I'll say it was okay movie from Netflix once again. This movie was such a bad edited. I was like, oh, really? It's really, I could have done a better job, I feel like. That being said, when I saw the trailer for this movie, I definitely thought the movie looked really interesting, but unfortunately this movie failed to give me what I saw in the trailer. It's not funny at all. Anyway, that's my thought on this movie. If you enjoyed my review, don't forget to subscribe and don't forget to leave your comment. What do you think about this movie? And please take care.